Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us remotely, we have Carlos Lazar. He is the Head of Investor Relations at XP. We're going to learn about the company's game plan to combat COVID-19 and also the impacts of Brazil's investment industry. Carlos, thank you so much for joining us, in particularly surreal times in the marketplace. Tell us about XP and the Brazilian investment industry.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Nasdaq, for having this opportunity with you guys and divide what is XP and what we are playing here in this current scenario. Well, the Brazilian investment industry has a major opportunity for XP. We have in Brazil today something around 8 trillion reais on invested assets, but the biggest part of these assets are held within the 5 biggest banks in Brazil. XP is an open platform for a lot of different products of investments that we offer to individuals, to corporates, so to our clients. And we have a very low level of market share still, despite the fact that we are growing a lot over the past years. So we have only about 409 billion reais of assets under custody today in a market that I just mentioned of over 8 trillion reais. So it's a huge market and with a very concentrated level in the 5 biggest banks. So our intention is basically to gain market share within these banks. Let's remember also that we don't need, by the end of the day, is to create investors, but most of all, we need to convince investors that work and invest with XP is the best idea.
Okay, Carlos, and let's learn about what you're doing to protect human health, your employees, and fight the coronavirus.
Well, we started since late February here to conduct a lot of different measures. First of all, about 90% of our personnel today, it is working from home. And as we are a very digital company, very updated, so our systems really took care of supporting all that in a very good way. We have basically our medical care, a lot of medical care and information being available for our employees since the start of the crisis. And we also launched a lot of different content, even regarding how to work better in a home office type of thing, and also how to conduct better meetings through the tools that we have available for video conference, for example. So this has been uniquely good to hold the business completely operational. So this is something that we are really seeing, and it's being really successful on doing that. And on the top of that, as we work also with an IFA network of over 6.4 thousand IFAs spread all over the country, and by the end of the day, we are almost a single business company, which our focus more than anything else is investments. So we are getting closer and closer to the investments, to the investors. To make them very comfortable to hold in this scenario the best position that we believe that is aligned for their suitability. And it's being really grateful to see that the investors are really giving us some very good feedbacks of how the quality of our content is being delivered. So this is something that we are reinforcing from using portals, social media, and a lot of different other initiatives to be closer than ever to our clients.
What do you believe are going to be the main impacts of the crisis for XP and the industry?
Well, for XP, we also see, of course, we do have some impacts, especially in the short term, because a good part of our EUC, for example, is within the equity type of investments. So we do have this impact because of the equity here in Brazil was heavily impacted as well in the market. So the investments of this part of the EUC was also depressed at this point. But it's a momentum. On the other hand, I believe that we are in a completely good shape to have a very good rebound when that happens more clearly in the country, because we don't offer only equity. We offer several different products throughout our platform. So fixed income, structured products, a lot of REITs and other type of products that we can offer throughout the platform. That is really helpful because it doesn't mean that we're going to have outflows. Actually, we are having very good very good impact, and I would say very good trends for example, new clients. The inflow of net new money also is being healthy. So overall, the short-term results should not be heavily impacted. The challenge continues to sustain that over the year, but I think, as I said before, XP is really well positioned to face and to get from this crisis even stronger than it was before, with more products being offered, with more clients in our platform, and we need also to consider that we have in our balance today about 7 billion reais in cash. So we are really well capitalized after the IPO that we did conduct with you guys from Nasdaq late December.
Okay, and Carlos, how do you believe XP will be after the crisis, once we've all moved on and tried to return back to normal?
Well, as I said, I think we will be stronger. I mean, looking even in the other crises that we surfed here in Brazil, of course, it was different type of crisis, not as huge as this one, not as global as this one. But when we look internally here and we saw some crises in some prior years that we had here, XP always held a very good position and could even grow during the crisis. I think I really cannot say that we will be different than this. Of course, our intention is to continue to grow. As I said before, we have an initial impact, but I think we have total conditions to go out of this crisis, returning to continue gaining market share, especially as we are so well positioned compared to our peers, compared to the other platform that exists here in Brazil. So by the end of the day, I think XP will be even stronger. And for that reason, I'm confident that we are completely well positioned to navigate in this scenario in a very good way.
That's certainly encouraging to hear. Carlos, thank you so much for joining us. Wishing you and the XP family all the best in health.
Thank you very much, Jill.
All right, and thanks for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.